Another episode, mate. Hard and fast, eh? Living in the day and age, mate, where people are fake. People need microphones. They need gangs. I guess the greatest fear is the cemetery, mate. But not this episode. That's what I call those episodes. Well, episodes of supposed to be the elite person, or they want to see the vampire clothing. You know what I mean, mate? Probably they smoking some sort of vape or something. But instead of trying to set free all these criminals, of course it's the government. That's what I told you in the first place, mate. The person just thinks you can be walking around looking like a good-looking person and talking. That means that you must be a vampire or a zombie or something. Somebody walking with a grill. Then afterwards you get shocked after that now. The person can't understand, mate. But yeah, in this episode is about technology, myths and legends, talking about biker gangs. Not trying to frame people or trying to, at this time of the morning, you're depending on the power system, mate. Now comes the vampire, mate. All of a sudden, people have realized, hey, there's criminals, probably from the Spice Empire. Well, that's what I call those people, mate. If you're stuck somewhere, then you got to support what you have. At least for the local people, mate. But yeah, you got a lot of stories, mate. A lot of people want to keep quiet, which probably the ancient world is painting gold. So obviously the person is mesmerized with the wrong thing. You get all sorts of men that do horrible things, men that got a job, men that work, or men that are stupid, or somebody who's not a soldier is talking about a stomach or something, which probably if you've got no children, then obviously he can't understand. Maybe he's worried about something. If you look on TikTok or something, it's a separate empire. An empire that's coming to Lion King, and you living somewhere you trapped, like being trapped on the Russia front. That's the sound of Terminator or something. Everyone got their own battle, which is probably why the person's like, why are you so good looking and stuff? Well, I'm trying to be in a relationship, mate. Waiting for the girlfriend, mate. You'd rather be part of the thing. How can you be a part of something and you can hear voices, mate? But probably could be a vape of the famous crystal meth. You know what I mean? Is probably the only business you can do, mate. Robbing banks and living in one of those American things, mate. Probably doesn't know fashion of the modern world. Or even understanding how an army of ants works. You know what I mean? You get soldier ants, you get nurse ants, you get old people, you get a hierarchy, you get things you're allowed to do, mate. But not get out of control or threaten gangs or something. Probably the person don't understand. Some people want to smoke. It's different from somebody that's in a pipe dream or something. A pipe dream is a separate affair, mate. Trying to be a good-looking person without the muscle and the power or things like that is probably the greatest mistake, you know what I mean? Unless you living like that. So you don't ask someone who's living like that. So how do you think I'm living? You lose confidence. You gain confidence. So if you're going to be learning something, you got to do overtime, mate. Well, if you want to be good looking, you want to walk around like a lion, then you want to go to sleep, mate, then anything could happen. You could wake up and there's water, mate. Wake up, it's lockdown. Wake up and it's Terminator. Wake up and there's somebody while you're sleeping from TikTok for one video. I'm saying I'd rather pay for the thing. So you'd rather see what money can do. Yeah, but I mean, with money, then what can you do, mate? Is at least if you got money or something, then you follow the person with money. You don't follow somebody with a budget, going for the wrong person, a vampire, mate. Or something from the cemetery. That's why you need someone in that world. Because that world is inevitable, right? So you focus on this world. But yeah, you've got your episodes. Well, that's what the person is saying, the government or something. Of course, it's the government, mate. But then, I guess maybe if he doesn't understand, yeah, you could be drinking blood, mate. Which I guess for the health benefits. But the health benefits don't work with the stuff like that. But I'm working on something what's supposed to be honest. But from my memory, a lot of stuff happened. But I can explain, or I can try to do my job like a colored person or a normal Maori or something, then what can you do, mate? You're a rich person now. A rich person's in danger, mate. Probably doesn't even know what the shadow is about, mate. Yeah, but you've got your episodes of going after celebrities, mate. That's why I told you it's a celebrity. It's too distant from where you live. You need to worry about where you are. You can't worry about somewhere that doesn't exist. But this is not a vacation. Well, if it's going to be one of those battles, mate, then the first thing you need to see is some sort of reality, instead of trying to interfere with everybody, because now you're locked down. You can be working or something. I'm like, I rather sip alcohol at least. At least you got something in your system, mate. Then the person don't understand. Yeah, I look nice. But are you nice with those items, mate? You want to look nice? Then you got to sleep with about 50,000 women a day. You got to rob banks and have motorbikes and stuff. You need the whole empire. Otherwise, you've got African stuff, stragglers and vultures and all sorts of things in the modern world. That's why I told you, if you can't beat them, join them. If you can't join them, be the boss. You can't be the boss, be the person who's the treasurer or something. Then at least you can live with yourself. Well, it could be anything, mate. But what I'm saying is, okay, I'm a bad person. Okay, I'm all these things, mate. But never the thing that's the monster, which is obviously too difficult to face. If it's too difficult, then drink about it. Some people want to drink. But yeah, you've got all sorts of episodes. Episodes of charlatans, episodes of all these. How many celebrities are making so much money? Instead of thinking like a normal person, does it matter who the normal person is? At least then you don't have to worry about a barber shop or something that's costing more economically. Economics is a physical factor, mate. But so is witchcraft. So is poison. How can it be one person? So I also fell short of this thing. Now I'm also checking one person. Well, that's how I found out I'm a good-looking person, mate. And that's how I found out there was something standing behind also, mate. That's when I decided, okay, I made a mistake. I saw something. So what am I supposed to do about it? I got children to look after. Whether it's children you have or children in your community, you're in the community. How are you going to get out of here with so many people dependent on the business? So you rather look at it economically. Education, mate. Something for everybody, like a adventure or something like. Well, at least so you don't mess with the brains of the army. That's why probably paying for the things like more experience. You rather get paid, or you rather get a girlfriend or something, children or something. You know what I mean? Then you rather be good looking than trying to say it's one person. Then you make some sort of comedy or something, face the monster, trying to dance with the devil, mate, trying to go on the stimulus or something, some American bullshit, something. Who needs a microphone, mate? The person doesn't even know where you're going. You could be going there for eternity. You don't even know what you're jumping on. You're jumping on a spaceship. Could go to another planet, mate. You find giant rats, mate. People eating sadza of all things, mate. Don't even know where you live after that, mate. But possibly in Lion King, why would you do something like that anyway? Anyway, you know it's got something to do with 600 million niggers and colors of all things coconuts. So you must have known what you're doing. That's the part between boy and man, or somebody awake, or somebody running for your life, or somebody wanted to do something mad. If you're a prostitute or something, you're into the darkness, then it could be something that doesn't exist. But yeah, this episode is for skinny white girls, police that don't want a job. You can become a plumber. You don't have to listen. Ancient world is over. So okay, let's pretend. At least pretend before we face reality. Then get drunk on something. 90% is a failure. It can't even be research unless it's some sort of thing. You can't say one person. Now, who's this one person? Must pay a decent amount, or I will pay the money. Well, like a normal colored person, or somebody with a vape or something. Even if it's bullshit flavor, mate. Just want to see somebody beating the business, mate. Now I want to see credentials, items before I even jump on the bus, mate. Want to be out of this place. Want to see evidence or something. If it is the government, but how are you supposed to find out? Well, it could be a criminal, but a criminal that's dead. Or somebody who doesn't understand English, or somebody using a book. What are you supposed to do about it? Round here, you smoke about it. It's the only way you can do this, bro. It's the only way I can even work. Let's be honest, mate. Before we run out of here and go to another planet, mate. Well, we've been smoking about it. You're smoking already. I mean, if you smoke about it, mate, then try to be a big gangster. You know what I mean? And pay the levy just to walk around for shit like that. Rather open up my own little world or something, mate, with El Chapo's tunnels and motorbikes and girls that are dancing and all sorts of things, mate. Concerts and all sorts of things, Dune and drugs and Africans with broomsticks and all sorts of things, mate. You can do with neuroscience. You just got to make sure that you're not part of it, mate. That's why you got to maintain your weight. It's all about the health benefits, mate. There's no stomach or something, probably. It's a filter or something, mate. But how can it be one person? That's probably why people are not eating. It's why people are even shocked. Then they check in, hey, why you even meandering around like that? You look like you on another level, mate. Health benefits, mate. More than health benefits, you can bump into girls of all things walking around, mate. Young girls, all sorts of things. If you're walking and are you on the motorbike, something will follow you, you know what I mean? So what are these African things, mate? Can come follow you, you know what I mean? Quack, quack, quack. Now you don't want to run away, mate. Then you might as well as fight. So what can you do? You got so many fucking brethrens and goblins and what is demanding bread and milk and sugar and the same thing, haircut and electricity and stuff is talking about, mate, is vital for the shadow, mate. Can also get broken into reality, mate. One day you're the winner, you win some, you lose some. It's all about being the champion, mate. Going step by step, you win some, you lose some. Can't be the winner on the block, mate, with a block that's not big enough to rock the block, bro. Not big enough for our block. Our block's a festival village, bro. There's 100,000 people here right now, mate. I don't know what happened, mate. I must have awoken the wasp nest, mate. Who knows what happened to this person? If he's a drug addict, why do I need to be sober? So I rather get high on drugs if you're going to do something like that and forget. Well, at least I got a vape. I'm looking nice, mate. I can do something to a woman or something. I can teach all the girls a lesson, mate. They'll never come back with not even a boy race a pink car or something, mate. Won't even hear music like that again, mate. Be the first time you ever been like living like that organized crime or something. To be your first time out of here, mate. It's mandatory you get out of here, mate. How can something like that work? The world is getting smaller. You're still talking shit on TikTok. There's zombies and vampires flying around. Things you're not even checking with binoculars or something. You look at binoculars, mate. Yeah, I made a mistake. That's not a mistake, but I made a mistake. Let me go look good, mate. I made a mistake, mate. Let me go back to my normal Black Panther self, mate. Let me go back. I made a mistake. Let me just make sure I'm looking all right, mate. Otherwise, you can learn a lot of stuff, mate. Fashion of hierarchy, making a billionaire opportunity or trying to be a celebrity without muscle and power, mate. You got numbers and nothing. Images, everything, but so is the rugged and raw, mate. It might be cheap, might be useless, but clean, reliable, can do a lot of damage, got shotgun shells, motorbikes, and you come in with something that can't even work on the footsteps of the Himalayas or something, mate. So why even the ancient world to go, mate? You'll be by yourself in that world, mate. And you want to be in the ancient world. And you still want a list and you want a shadow after you also, mate. How many people dreaming about that, mate? It's like waking up and finding all Texas chicken and Popeyes and a naked girl also with a bum on your face, mate, and a Mercedes. And you also want diamonds. What else you want? Which was a sadza and T-bone steaks. What's going on here, mate? Which probably happens in a pipe dream or something. Which means you rather make money from something like that. You rather also start eating. What's wrong with you? Person's eating. You're the person who's sniffing coke. I don't sniff coke. How can I even sniff something? I don't even know where you get coke from. You could be making me sniff baby powder. What you? You look like you've been through the rinse like everybody else, mate. Which if you're living with these mad youngsters, they'll probably be smoking. You'll say, what vape are you smoking, mate? You'll run away from this place, mate. You're not even in the game anymore. You got to think about youngsters, bro. It's a lot of money, mate. It's all a business. A business where those things exist. So you just treat it like, okay, this guy doesn't want to live in the empire. He wants to live in that thing with the vampires. Well, then we'll see who's man from mouse. Probably they all go for the jellyfish. They say no levitating like Star Wars is available. So it must be the supreme master, mate. If you're unavailable, then how can you even be a prostitute, mate? Unavailable for graft of all things, mate. It's like going to the pad and they say they live in an IOU, so you're unavailable on a day like this. If only you could have an excuse like that, mate. Sometimes you go to work, you by yourself. Everyone's not even there on Saturday, mate. A skeleton ship, mate. Which probably I told you, they're all going to Australia, mate. Then you left it, the foreigners. You're still a foreigner, mate. What's something flying like that? And the other person's like, why are you looking so good? Well, if you're looking ugly, you only get worse. If you're looking good, you get better. Now, this world, mate. Person doesn't understand. Because it's on television, you know what I mean? It's in the movies, in cinemas and stuff. And the person is not living in this world. This world is like living in that world with money. You want to live with somebody with his vampires and then you're mad. Because that's the rich person. The rich person's fucked from the drugs. A rich person's buying things you don't even think about. He's thinking about exorcist and stuff. You still be like, hey, I got my own shit. You got your episodes of that shit. Well, what's that supposed to do? You got that nonsense. Play this bullshit, mate. You get an earthquake or something. You see tornadoes, mate. You'll be part of the matrix, mate. You'll definitely enjoy the gym, mate. You'll be like everybody else. You take the risk like I take a risk. So you must take a risk. You took a risk already. You're taking a risk. You're going to sleep with niggers with dicks like that in the atmosphere. You still want to sleep. Well, every man for himself then, if you want to live like after what you done, mate, which I guess could be my daughter. You're just saying I got no children. I'm trying to show you how good looking I am. It's a woman's prison. Now you want to be extremely good looking, mate, and you want to be the latest and the greatest, and you're unavailable. You have to be available. What's the time now? It's time to do overtime. It's time to graft, not time to sleep. It's time to do the brain job, not the muscle job. The muscle job is separate from the brain job. That's your problem, mate. Don't try to compete with the brains. The brains can outflash the flesh now, you know what I mean? Well, you got proper brains. Because both my parents are brains, but not so many brains in the universe, bro. You see what I mean? Don't be teaching the shadow something. Not so even supposed to teach anybody that. Think about where you are, bro. Be available. Instead of trying to focus on something that's not available. It's never going to work in arithmetic or calculus or any of these mathematics. It doesn't work out. If that's like if it's mathematics, it's got something to do with economy of somewhere else. You can't pay a different economy. It's an economic struggle. So you got economics, then you're now in the shadows bank. The bank where you start checking in debt already. Now in debt. Now you just check. It's not an IOU. What's the point even, mate? Yeah, but I guess everyone got to. It's the only way to do anything is to listen. Listen to the person who's talking. Doesn't matter who the person is. In life, it's not about what you're doing. It's what you're doing now. It's who you know, not who you know. Those sort of things is a fantasy for the rich person. Well, unless you're a rich person, there's all types of rich people. Billionaires, trillionaires, rich bomboclats, celebrities, the skrilla, pornography, criminals, the pigs, presidents you don't listen to, patches you don't talk, gangsters that will kill you, all sorts in the jungle. A jungle has got fruit and poison and things, a concrete jungle. Person's talking on a $2 budget can't work on a person that's paid to look nice. Is a different currency. If you can't be close up, nice and fresh, available, how can you make a business deal? Or how can you be even flying on technology? Okay, you don't even smell nice. You look like you're a mad person. Then, of course, you get some mad bullshit. Then you lost yourself in the swamp. Now, how can somebody find you, mate? If you run into a place like that, of course, you'll be eaten by a crocodile. If you enter a swamp, well, you can imagine what you find there. Probably who's been in the swamp? They refuse, mate. Probably Maoris. But they go fishing in the swamp. but not in the place where there's something which the person's scared of remand. Sometimes it's just remand. It's not even a conviction. They're just taking you to remand, and then afterwards you find yourself with millions of criminals, hundreds of millions, more than even the person that's paying for this, which could cost economics matter. You can make 900 billion, but if somebody's on drugs, 900 billion trillion a day, but if you got somebody that's costing you more money than the entourage, more money than the business, then any empire is going to fail. Well, an empire that's built on raping women and stuff, and not even doing mathematics, not even adding up how many peasants to vampires and werewolves, shadow to light, mate. Or does the thing even exist? Now something that doesn't exist, or something that does exist. Does that work in this world? For some people it does. It doesn't exist, but they can't accept it. So it works. Well, it works for the nigger society, or the colored society. Well, the society of the first world or something. Or you know what I mean. It doesn't work for somebody that's not a lion. So you shouldn't be going after Lion King when there's 600 million people depending on the business, and then trying to scamper off. Is even more ludicrous, mate. Maybe that's why his name is Ludicrous, mate. If you're living in the 90s, it's a separate time and stuff. This is the modern world. The modern world is already paid people. You can't pay for criminals. Criminals, they got trillions of dollars. They got somebody's brains like myself. It's just a matter of seconds. You got criminals, they're not like you. Well, you stop doing that. Now you're living in the ancient world. We're in the modern world where we realize this is not going to stop. It's going to carry on doing that every day. You blaming everybody. Now there's a 0%. It's unanimous. But the person still can't tell the leader from the important person, anything. I'm like, hey, if only you lived in the ancient world, if it existed, how are you supposed to find out? You got this world to deal with, motherfucker. The next world is where your problem's starting. Think about this world, mate. Then you can do some of the things. You're not Liam. You're not the Shadow Master or something. Well, you're not even close to Hell Rider. So you can't even be a prospect. So why should I even be scared of you right now, man? Why should I even worry about your raggedy tinny house right now, man? When there's something flying like an aeroplane, mate. How can you even think of shit like that now? Well, are we living in the same place? The same place, the same person. That's doing the same thing. You got a chance to catch him, but before you catch him, a billion things could sneak inside that time space. Somebody that knows where you live. Well, then the best thing to do is have a psychological edge. Then at least you're in control. If you're in control, well, then you're in control of everything. So you might as well as pay yourself. Well, you're the only person who won't pay yourself. Well, I mean, even an ant goes for sugar for a reason, right? Because it's sweet. So if an ant knows what sugar is, then I'm sure something knows what pussy is, because it doesn't make sense. Well, you're supposed to get some sort of pussy, mate. Well, that's why I got pussy, mate. Well, that's why I got kids and stuff, or something. Shops or something, Africans or something. Or it could be a ghost, or could be dead already. But that's what I mean. If you're dead or alive, then it can't be in the mind. Because in the mind, only God can do that. Or a ghost, which could be standing behind you. If you're too scared to make a video of yourself, I don't blame you. But yeah, of course, somebody's going to come creep and try to kick down the door, mate, until he finds millions of, you can imagine, mate, criminals with, probably you just got to be like, it's all junk in your house. Otherwise, you die for that junk. The person thinks it's worth value, you know what I mean? Because that's the person thinks is the future. Doesn't know it's primitive to everybody else. That's the problem. It's not just organics. All these things you take for granted. Things you shouldn't even think about with those people. Things you don't think about. That's the danger. Because those things you live in our world. Our world, we never thought of that. Because you're not thinking of those things. Then the worst thing about it, those things are for free. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to think of that, especially copying the brains. The brains obviously is going to break everyone to pieces in the universe. It doesn't graph like that. The brains is too clever than anybody. Well, if money-wise, then of course you correct. But unless I'm incorrect, which doesn't even make sense, it's not your money. It's society's money. Society's grafting. You're paying for that. So you failed in class. So you're a loser like everybody else. Well, I'm a winner. I won trophies and stuff, mate. Thousands. Big trophies and things. Girls and movies and all sorts of things, mate. But nobody wants to talk about it. You must be talking about the spicy empire. It's too spicy now for Africans now. Too spicy now, mate. That's why I'm trying to tell you aloud. So say this is too spicy, mate. So start backing off, mate. This is too spicy, mate. I'm out of here, bro. Like Sonic the Hedgehog or something, mate. But yeah, if you can only do that, mate. And how are you supposed to smoke a vape? How are you supposed to eat sugar? How are you supposed to drink water? How are you supposed to catch the bus? How are you supposed to have electricity? When you're not willing to face the monster. So how can I face the monster? If the monster's coming when you're asleep, then what you're supposed to do, mate? Is it one person? If it's got the strength of a vampire, right? And you're supposed to be a gangster or something, the person doesn't understand. Who's the first person? If the thing existed, probably it's finding zilch now, you know what I mean? Then it's checking, hey, what's that? Checking, hey, going for the wrong fucking business again, mate. Not even a Maori person, an African of all things, as millions of Africans, you know what I mean, in a parallel reality, living somewhere. Africans got no problem, mate. It's just, I think he's got the problem. I'm saying some people want to smoke. You can't do something with no money. And money is important. Groceries, noodles, tea bag, coffee, shit like that. We old people, we're not young. That's what the young can't understand. That's what the old can't understand. They still think we babies. I'm saying babies with babies and grandchildren. I need all that shit and igloo and things for society, things you're not thinking about, which probably in a different society is a society based on predators. Doesn't exist in New Zealand. New Zealand is coming to terms. They're realizing, hey, you worried about those things are dangerous, mate. Don't get involved. If you get involved, then make a business. Get drunk. You know what I mean? Enjoy yourself. Make a business, mate. A business where you live with those things. Maybe you can live for eternity or something. Because in that world it exists. That world is a puff away or something. So the thing is, with that thing, you buy things you need. Things like that, that's what I told you in the first place. Depending on the matrix is too dangerous. It's got everyone's children. It's got everybody. You're paying for that sort of thing. You can't even have trinkets or little things of episodes about yourself. But you live in an episode of somebody who's dead. That's how stupid Pakia Pailang is. They're just calling us coconuts and whatever. They don't even know you're surrounded by millions. You should watch your mouth or even start trying to paint your skin brown or something. Like a normal person, mate. Well, maybe it doesn't exist. But if it doesn't exist with no internet, how can it be one person? But yeah, one person who's boring compared to a person who's good looking, exciting, got Dune and Aquaman and concerts and Africans, all sorts of things, mate. How does it craft? The thing is, there's a lot of things to choose in life. If you can't have confidence to face the monster, then you take the risk like everybody. Because you have to go to sleep, right? You're not sleeping. That's a separate affair. Because that's what I told you with those people. Breaking barriers, you can't go back. Well, not for colored people from England or from the Caribbean or Polynesians, everybody else. You can't go back. Once you've done something like that, you live in with something that's dangerous, something that's unforgiving. It's got no mercy. So if it's got no mercy for you, it has to have no mercy for us, which is better, because you're going to die anyway, right? Because you're listening to that shit on TikTok and you're part of that shit. It's better to enjoy yourself. Make episodes just in case the thing probably 100% is failed. So the way I see it, it has to be poison in the water, but not only the water. I also failed. So probably it must be like, why are you alive? Well, that's how you're looking at us now. You know what I mean? It's looking like, why you alive? You say, what? You're looking at me like I'm a Maori. Come on, mate. I paid money to look good, bro. Fucking bastard. I don't know what episode he's fucking watching, mate. Some sort of fucking episode, mate. Something like our brain, but something that's a thief or something. A tsotsi, a rat, a big fucking monster, which is not worth it. The best way to mess with all the opposition is psychologically. Psychologically, you can break the universe, but then afterwards, you have to live with the reality. It's part and partial to insanity. It's part and partial to something that shouldn't exist. So if it doesn't exist, you can make it exist. Well, it's like a criminal. A criminal's got all these things, Dune, Aquaman, all these things that probably they find the epitome of success. But it's too much for niggers. It's too much for Americans. Not all are the same. Some make like $1 billion, 7 billion, 70 billion. It's a gun and knife world. With money at least you're making sense to colored people. Well, colored people have changed. Well, recently, but that was the past, you know what I mean? They're not worried about that. It's 600 million from somebody who's paid criminals. There's a lot of colored people, brown people and stuff, more than black people, more than white people. White people have changed. Everyone's coming to the reality like, okay, you're going to die anyway. So then do some overtime. Or if you're not going to do overtime, no problem, bro. Then let somebody pay for that. Then at least we can get out of here and try to live this fantasy, mate, which is what I'm trying to say. I don't live the fantasy, mate. I do what I'm talking about. It's just one way or the other with gangs, mate. Well, if you're going to threaten, you can threaten everybody, or you can break everyone, starve everyone. But if you got episodes, well, whatever episodes you're watching, you need to be grounded in the battle. You need to be available, mate. Need to do overtime. Need to make episodes. Need to be good looking. A billion things to try to stay in the thing. If you're just going to fold on the basics, then you have your episodes, which is what I call that shit. Yeah, but you haven't seen an episode of the Headhunters. You haven't seen an episode of fucking Sneaky Creepy. You've just watched your episodes, mate, which is fine, candy and dusted, mate, until the next decade, you know what I mean? Until the next cemetery comes, the next funeral, the next reminder, until probably you find yourself trapped or something. Like all over the universe, probably they trapped already. They must have been not realizing the immune system is highly important. The world is a bus stop. Life is too short to worry about, especially to be listening to somebody else when you could be yourself or be available or at least part of this bullshit. Well, you're supposed to be a gangster. A gangster is supposed to have numbers or something. You can't try to join our gang, then try to jump to the opposition. Those days are over, bro. Now everybody's got some sort of neighborhood watch, you know what I mean? They listen in, you know what I mean? They check you're trying to jump now. They check in if I don't listen. Well, there's consequences. You don't want to listen. Is the world you provide in the empire. Is how the empire will provide the emperor. That's the world we live in. It's better for everybody. If someone's going to get hurt, because you could get hurt tomorrow. You can get hurt down the line. Or you could get hurt trying to go on a vacation that doesn't exist. So something that doesn't exist, a natural circumstance. Could be somebody on drugs. Or a police officer that's mixing too much with criminals. Probably is admiring that bullshit. But yeah, I guess the police smoke. Children smoke. Everybody smokes. What's your point? So why the hell do I need to smoke that shit or be scared of a place or something like that anymore? But yeah, it's more than fear, mate. It's probably fear of coming out of the jungle. Because the jungle has law and order. Fear of trying to live. People are so afraid of changing. They don't realize change already come. What's the only good thing is you're out of the ancient world. Yeah, but you have your episodes that are borderline not society. At least you should think of the obvious thing. That's what a caveman will think about, or a white person, or if it's supposed to be the president or something, or even if it is the government, then they'll think about where you grounded and whether you're blind or not. They won't think about something that doesn't exist, especially if it's in the next world when you've got eternity to wait. That's what I'm talking about. I guess the sacrifices, you can't sacrifice those things. Then how can you walk around? Walking around in a world of fumes, electric engines, and a world that doesn't exist, which shouldn't exist, which probably has got a memory problem. Then you shouldn't be walking around, bro, with a memory problem. You gotta remember what you're doing, bro. You gotta remember this shit, nigga. This shit's mandatory in prison. Well, you're living in a woman's prison, you're going to sleep with some shit like that, and niggas got daughters and shit, fucking women to worry about, of all fucking things. How can I live without my own technology, mate? Got to put an episode for my empire, mate. Stretch the ends of the universe in this bomboclat world. But yeah, you got your empires of that. You can't even remember what you're doing. How can you even live with somebody? You can't even remember. You could be raping fucking girls. How can I listen to you? I'd rather listen to my own shit at time like that. Oh, people so say unanimous, mate. I guess it happens, mate. But yeah, you got all sorts of episodes. You got to look at. That's the ancient world. The ancient world, you just mark it off in your business and then just make for yourself, everybody else. And you have to make for those things. That's the problem. They don't want to listen. So if you don't want to listen, listening to those channels is capable of being deceitful, could lead you into a spider web for one person, which is the problem with the whole thing. But yeah, you got your episodes, so you just got to keep it on that fringe. Episodes for yourself, for your kids, for your people. Otherwise, what those people, they're so dangerous. He's starting 70 billion. He's not even finished. He can't remember. He's hassling us. We need that money. Not just for groceries and stuff, to scout, to make sure there is a world. Well, that's why the person has to face this reality one way or the other. So then at least he can leave us alone. Then at least we can live without that shit. Well, whatever that thing is, just more dead people. More people being stabbed, robbed, more people in trouble. That's what that is. Whatever is another drug of all items. You're on drugs. Well, it can be good news or bad news. But that's an episode, mate. Well, there's only one graft, mate. In the empire of 600 million colored people with no Lion King now, mate. On the loose with no discipline. Person can't even understand English. Then possibly you can learn a lot of stuff from New Zealand. You can learn a lot of stuff instead of being a racist, mate. A lot of stuff you can learn from the modern world. The ancient world is no good. No good for white people, no good for the system. And the system is the matrix. The matrix got all our children. Even I got children. If you have to, unless, well, the spicy empire is another affair. But yeah, this is another episode, mate. For people that you owe money, debts, bills, things like any empire, you got to pay those things off. If it's functional, then you have to use it. If you're not available, you're unavailable. But that's another episode. Well, you have your episodes, but you haven't seen an episode of the Headhunters. You haven't seen an episode of the Wicked West. Seen your episodes, bro. Don't need cameras to watch our episodes, mate. Mighty different, mate. But yeah, that's another episode. You have your episodes. Episodes of shit that's right outside your house that could get everyone into shit. So what's the point of being sober? Well, that's what the treasurer is saying. Well, somebody who's got money at least. Well, somebody who remembers. Well, then if you can't remember what you're doing, it could be nerve agent. It could be from Saddam Hussein's arsenal. Well, that's incomplete. So it has to be the government. But which government is too dangerous? But that's another episode. It is but you have to push yourself further than trying to blame the government. Is too dangerous to stay on that level. You rather go to the next level. It's inevitable. Well, with the government listens to one person. The government could put us all in our cemetery. You know what I mean? Which is just a job to a good soldier or a thug or something. Well, somebody reliable. Or it could be a matter of 2 days or something, you know what I mean? But that's our contribution. But that's an episode for everybody that thinks the shadow doesn't participate in NFL and ice hockey, mate. We go for all sorts of things, mate. Even Aussie rules and boxing, mate. Just because I'm crippled doesn't mean I'm not dunking. Just because I'm not eating doesn't mean I'm not sly. But yeah, that's another episode, mate. Never gone and never forgotten, mate. But still available in this world, mate. For eternity like Bone Thugs, mate. Well, for any skinny white girls out there, mate, that got a spare $1,000, then a man can cover a mountain, mate, for a mountain of gold. Well, then that's another episode. But yeah, you have your episodes. So the way I see it, the empire must have episodes.